What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in, coming in to hang out with the Ninja Flips. If you are keeping up with this Let's Play, up to this point, we went to Redcliffe, tried to talk to the mages. They, of course, didn't even know we were coming, even though their leader apparently had stopped us on the way out of Valroyo and told us to meet them there, which we did. Once we got there, she was like, well, who the hell are you? And we're like, are you kidding? Is this some kind of joke? And so nobody knew what was going on, and this Tevinter Magister comes in and reveals that he's basically taken all the mages into slavery, the servitude, some 10-year thing where they have to serve the Tevinter Empire before they can gain their rights as citizens. Of course, you know, sure a lot of them would die or disappear along the way, and you know, that's going to end badly for them. You know, history has proven that. So anyway, really stupid decision on the part of the mages. You know, get into a rebellion, and then when you get backed into a corner, sell yourself into slavery that you were supposed to be rebelling from. You know, I guess they think the Tevinters are going to be better than the Templars were. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. They're at each other's throats anyway. So it's just a big mess. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. Before I progress the story any, which I'm more free to do so now, I have a choice to make between Templars and Mages, and had I gone on with the story mission, the opportunity to talk to them in Redcliffe would have been cut off. Redcliffe as a location would still be open, technically, but that whole little side quest, talking to everybody, and we even got to meet Dorian. I don't know if it would cut us off from that, but, you know, he's going to pop up later. So, anyway, we got all that out of the way. And got you know, our extra XP and stuff, a little more story under our belt as to what's really going on. And now I'd like to clean up some of these side quests here in this area. This is essentially known as Dwarfson's Pass. We're not too far from the main camp where you first spawn when you get to the hinterlands in the first place. And down here there's going to be there's a couple fade rifts, a few agents to gather for Leliana, which means points unlocked towards the secrets category, so that I can eventually get my deft hands perk, so I can unlock those tricky locks. Really what I'm after, actually. Alright, so let's see. What else do we have down here? Well, we'll see. These little quests are kind of conveniently laid out in somewhat of a big circle. You can kind of go around in a big loop and collect stuff. There'll be some notes to find, and we need to get the Mage Caches from the Apostates, from the Rebel Mages. They have caches here, and we need to get those so we can give the refugees some warm blankets. And we also need to kill a few rams, if I think about it, and gather their meat so that we can feed the refugees. And that'll complete 2 little side quests down there. There should be plenty of rams in this area. They're all over the place. They're like, they infest these hills up here, so that should be not a problem, as long as I think to actually, like, take control of Sarah and use her bow, because this two-handed weapon, rams are pretty fast. I'm not going to be hunting many rams with this sword here. There's also a lady right here in this little cabin that I'd like to talk to. We've got to get rid of this fade rift first. Alright, this is where Dispel comes in handy. This is really the one time I use this, but if you can get a few of those little spawn points really close together, one Dispel can just take out everything. But you have to catch them before they actually spawn. You have to catch them while that little blob first hits the ground. And it shows you, it marks where they're going to be. And then you're going to want to Dispel that area ASAP. There are times, if it plays out just right, some of these fade rifts, especially the much higher level ones, that you can knock out 2 really annoying, pesky, high-level enemies, or more, maybe even 3 or 4, all at the same time. It just kind of depends on where the little spawn points are. Alright, you notice I don't have a tank with me, and there's a reason for that. I have Sarah, Varric, and Solus. And it helps, I know, a little bit beforehand exactly who I'm going to be talking to and what I'm going to be doing, but I can gain approval with all 3 of these characters on these little side quests I'm about to do here.
Killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere attacking by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Farewell.
All right, now, one good thing here is a lot of these, when you help somebody, you can get approval from Sarah and Solus. They tend to like the same things, but I think it's for slightly different reasons. I think Solus likes you defending the defenseless, and I think Sarah likes you helping out the little people. But they essentially kind of are the same thing, really. A lot of times the little guys, you know, they can't do much, while the powers that be, as Sarah would put it, are pushing their cods around. You know, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. And, you know, that, I guess, to the little guy down there who really doesn't want any part of that. He just wants to go about his daily business, do his job, get home, enjoy his family, so on and so forth. And the powers that be are summoning demons and starting wars and blowing each other up and setting fire to whole villages and, you know, you name it. And the little guys are like, really? Can we all just get along? I mean, seriously. So I think that's really where you get your approval from Sarah and Solus, is doing these little side quests for the little guys down here. And this right here, I don't think actually counts as a quest. I think this is just some loot off in this cabin here, this burning hut. Anyway, I have no tank, so essentially I'm playing tank. And if nothing else, I pretty much, you know, want to keep the attention of the enemies off of my teammates and let them hit me with the barrier every once in a while. I can't take any of the damage that Cassandra can take. She's becoming beastly, and it's just going to get, you know, better from there. But I can take a little bit of punishment. Really, the idea is to kind of keep the enemy confused a little bit, keep them off targeting my mages and my rogues and stuff, and on me just enough to where they don't know who to shoot at first, type of thing. And then hopefully we can kind of take them out while they're making up their minds. That's really the whole thing here. Also, you know, this is relatively low-level stuff. I think I'm level 6 now. Pretty sure the rest of the party is caught up to me. I noticed when my main character levels, the rest of my party, they're about a half level behind or so. But I don't think anything we run into is going to be above level 6. It'll all be right there, 5, 6, maybe 7, something like that. Not a real big deal. We should be all right. All right, so I think we have all our ram meat that we need. Okay, we got our little apostate cache. Here's a crystal grace. Take one of those. I don't remember what I need that for. I think it's the mighty offense potion, I think. Not sure. You know, speaking of that, I need to go get that. Note to self, go get your mighty offense potion. Or the recipe. We got the key because we had to fight the rebel mage who's guarding the key for the recipe, or the schematic, whatever you want to call it. We fought him like at level 4 or 5. And he's a level 8 boss. And that was interesting. That was almost a whole video in and of itself. I mean, the party just kept getting knocked out. It was actually pretty funny. It was going good for a minute, but I didn't have Solus equipped with an ice staff, and it was a fire-based mage. So Solus is doing like no damage to this thing whatsoever. And it's really up to me and the rest of the party. Cassandra was good for a while, but finally the fire got to her, so I was trying to pick her up every 2 seconds. And in doing so, I was dying myself. And it got kind of ridiculous. We did it. We did it. I don't know if that's any kind of accomplishment, but I was kind of proud of it, at least for a minute.
Have you seen another Inquisition scout? Elven woman, answers to writs.
You said your friend hasn't reported back.
Well, she was supposed to be checking on some apostates. I'm on duty here, or I'd go look for her.
I'll talk to you later.
Alright, so there's a scout missing, and that means when we find this person, it's actually going to be become an agent. And, of course, it being a scout, it'd be one of Leliana's people, and that counts as 1 point towards the secrets category. And then there's someone else we're about to make an agent also, not too far from where Ritz is at. And that will become, you have a choice there. You can make them secret agents, or you can make them, I think... yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what other category they can fall under. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna make them secret agents anyway. I think the other one may be not connections. Maybe it is connections. It's either connections or Inquisition. One of the two. But, regardless, I want as many secret agents as I can find right now. The silk will come in handy in making some mage armor later. I will start seriously looking at crafting here. Not too long. Right now I'm kind of just going with whatever I have type of deal. Early I made a set of armor because it was a good percentage better than what I was already wearing, the default stuff you finish the tutorial section with. But other than that, I haven't put too much time or effort into it. Need some fire resistant gear when we go dragon hunting, I'll tell you that.
More supplies for Recruit Whittle.
Alright, now I think finding that note essentially starts a side quest. I think we actually finish it here in a second too. I think the destination it sends you to is not too far from here, if it's the same one I'm thinking of. But there was another cache from the Rebel Mages, so I only need a couple more of those. And then essentially what I like to do is come through here, make a sweep, find these caches, collect these notes, turn these notes in, or go find the destination that these notes are sending us, right, to complete their little side quest objective, and so on and so forth. And then I can go back to the crossroads and I can turn in the ram meat to the hunter. I can turn in the cache locations to the guy who wants to help the refugees with blankets and stuff. And then, I'll be able to give a potion to the guy whose wife is having breathing problems. We'll get the potion here shortly also. Okay, and there is another person in the same location where we get the potion who is waiting on a lover to appear. And we're going to find out what happened to his lover here in a second. But it essentially requires picking up a note. But then that's another side quest that we can complete when we get there. So essentially it's like picking up and completing all these things as we go around in this big circle. And then we can go finally back to the crossroads and turn everything in. These guys with the shields don't just have a lot of defense, they hit really hard. I mean, they'll even knock you on your ass sometimes. Pretty stout. Doing a horrible job blocking. There we go. All this crafting stuff. Now see, I could have requisitions that need all that silk and lamb's wool and stuff. But no, I'm stuck with this dwarven puzzle box requisition, which I'm not going to fill anytime soon. We could have another half rank or something of requisition. Inquisition perk points. Oh well. Nice loot chest. Know of a few hidden chests. I say hidden, out of the way chests in this general area. A few of them scattered around. One only positive to not having Cass here is being able to come in and just use Mighty Blow whenever I want. But I can't handle near the attention that she can though either, so at least not right now. Sometime in the not-too-distant future, we will go deal with the Templar base and the Apostate Rebel Mage base and settle things down in this region. That'll be one of the last things we do. Basically, ceasing all the hostilities between the Mages and Templars around the crossroads so that the refugees can get some peace. Poor unlucky people. Those potato sacks really add up. Crafting materials? Next thing you know, you have dozens, even hundreds of different things that, you know, doesn't really seem like you picked them up. But then when you go back and look, you're like, wow, where'd I get all this? Where'd I get, like, you know, I don't know, 300 onyx? Where'd that come from, you know? Now, first, if we loop around over here, there's a small fade rift. I believe this is a level 6. There is a level 8 a little farther along, down at the end of the pass, and I can't really mess with that. Not at level 6, not right now. You know, I might pull it off after X number of attempts type of deal, but I'm not desperate to finish it off now. We'll have to come back here for other stuff. If I want to come back and clean up, you know, side quests and rifts and things later on. Be a nice source of XP and quick boost in influence or reputation, you know. Be nice to have later. As it is, I'm really leveling up just right. I try not to over-level, because it makes areas, I know, a little boring. You know, if I go into an area designed for, like, level, say, 4 through 7, and I'm level 10, and I run through it, I don't feel like I've really done anything. You know, kind of embarrassing, actually, like, you know. Although, there is a point somewhere around the level 15 mark or so where there'll be so many new areas open, and some of them are kind of locked in on what's, you know, what some of the enemies will scale to, where you almost have no choice but to go and over-level. You know, if you want to do all the quests in this map, then when you get to the other map that's leveled roughly the same, you're going to be over-leveled for it. You know, you might wind up even fighting, I don't know, a dragon or something, and it's, you know, a couple levels lower, and it's going to be much easier. And, you know, I try to somewhat avoid that, but I'm not just going to, you know, not get XP and not do stuff, you know, just for that. So, I mean, that would be insane. But same token, I try not to over-level. Like, there's a lot of stuff I could do here. Before I even get to the next story mission, I could go between this and the Storm Coast and the Forbidden Oasis. I could be level 12 or 13 in a level, you know, 4 through 7 area. I could, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to save that for later. A lot of those quests are what I would like to call static XP, which means they're a guaranteed amount that you're going to get. And that's going to come in handy later, because there's going to be a point where enemies just don't net any XP at all. Once you've over-leveled to a certain point, enemies that used to give you anywhere from 20 to 80 apiece will give you like 1 or none. And there's nothing there. So the enemies will pretty much always be there in any given area. But the quests, you know, once they're done, they're done. So I'll kind of put some in my back pocket, have them for later, type of deal. All right. Here's a magical barrier. These are pretty cool. I found that you can essentially destroy a magical barrier with anything, but it says to use the opposite element, and this one being an ice barrier by the looks of it. I guess I need a fire staff, which I have several of those. Matter of fact, I'm gonna filter through some of this junk. Why would you do that? Lightning Bolt is a great spell. It's cool, but its mana cost is so high that I don't feel my mages can really do their job if they have that equipped and they're using it all the time. That when I really do need barrier or whatever from them, then it won't be available. They won't be using it like they should, because they'll be too worried about saving all their mana for this, you know, what is it, 65 point spell, 75, whatever it costs. It's a lot. It's a huge percentage of their mana pool. And then the ability to cast barriers held off by a few extra seconds, and I'm not cool with that. I'm just as happy with my mage putting out maybe a little less spike damage, but putting out a steady stream of damage from his staff, because mages have a pretty high attack rate anyway, and keep them with a decent staff that's the right element for the enemies you're fighting, and good. What did he do? Kill himself?
Dwarves are weird.
No argument here.
Oh, you're doing this
I
wrong.
think Sarah may have one-shotted that dude. Or Varric, or both of them together. Might have both got an arrow on him before he got his barrier up or something. While he was laying down his ice mine. That must have been what happened right there. Oh, that's cool. Well, do your thing then. I didn't even have to worry about that dude. Alright, so like here we walk in this one cave, and here we have another one of those apostate caches.
More supplies for recruit Whittle.
So I know where the last two of those are. Well, one of them's by a camp that we can discover in this area. One of the hinterland campsites. That'll be the last one. But see, this turns in the quest for that note that we found. Here's what the note was referring to, this guy.
Dwarf was, he was in over his head.
And then we can do that. Now, if you don't have Varric with you, I guess you're not going to get any approval from Varric, because he's not there, or less approval, if any at all. In fact, I think if he's not with you and you break one of those, it'll say something along the lines of Varric probably wishes he would have been here, or would have been nice to have Varric around, or something like that. So, between all these little side quests, there should be a good amount of acceptance to get from these followers here. The only bad side to a sword is you can almost not hit anybody when they're on the ground. I think if you're standing like right on top of them, a lot of times you'll just swing right over them. I prefer axes. I don't mind swords. I mean, you just have to back up a bit. But a big advantage of my party build is relying on people being stunned and knocked down and such. And once they're knocked down, if you can't hit them, you're not doing anything. So. A landmark. Now this Tirda, I guess how you'd say that. Once you unlock all these little history landmarks, it I don't remember if it unlocks a song or not, but I know it unlocks a mission on your war map, and it takes a long time to complete. It takes like almost a full actual day to complete, if I remember right. But it unlocks like a great staff. A staff that does a good 30-50% extra damage over any other staff. I was kind of hoping it would, it just talks about a weapon. I was kind of hoping it would be an axe. And I know she's mentioned this Tirda Bright Axe, I think. And some of those, and yeah, you wind up getting a staff.
Templar deserters.
Hoping for something a little better than that.
Worth a look around, right? Someone's
shot.
calling.
We got some hidden stuff somewhere.
This is a mage. Eldreda, yes. I think that was her name. At least I'd heard other apostates call her that. Do you need anything? I should probably report back.
It looks like someone was having a picnic.
Yes. The mage must have been hunting for blood magic. The Templars attacked the apostate. I suppose I just got caught in the middle. So, the truth. I may have been, passing time with Eldreda.
I take it the Templars interrupted your very friendly picnic.
Wait. Yes. At first, she was just a mage who saw me and didn't attack, but later we... So, are you going to report me?
Look, kid, if you can talk an apostate out of her pants in the middle of a war, you've got a gift. Use it. Make contacts, get information, and help the Inquisition. Do that, and our lips are sealed.
All right. I can do that. And thanks for going easy on me.
Sweet. Got a secret agent, a little approval from Varric and Sarah. That all worked out. Like right over here, if I remember right, is one of the apostate caches. Somewhere over here. There we go.
More supplies for Recruit Whittle.
There you have it. One more of those, and we're set. We should have a good bunch of stuff to turn in at the crossroads.
Varric, you joined the Inquisition when Seeker Pendergast questioned you.
Oh, she was very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
I know you. They call you the Herald of Andraste for what you did at Haven. But are you? The Maker has not told me.
I honestly don't know myself.
As I suspected, stories of you mastering the rifts are just blind heresy.
No, I can seal rifts.
Then prove it. Show me that the rifts bend to your will, the will of the Maker. Show me the power you wield.
This cult. What are you doing out here? What is it you think is happening?
The Chantry has fallen, and shown its imperfection in doing so. The Chant of Light was a lie. It was arrogance to think that mortal lips could frame the Maker's will, and so we wait in silence. The Maker has opened the sky. Soon he will call his chosen back to the Golden City.
Until later.
Until the Maker brings you back to us.
Alright, good news is she's going to be a secret agent also. Or she can be, if you choose.
I suppose
And that'll make 3.
would turn to worshipping the breach, if only in hopes of appeasing it.
So we got one in Redcliffe, and then we got Ritz, and then we'll have this lady and her people, which all count as an agent. And you'll have a choice to have them go out and collect secrets, or to help the refugees. And if they help the refugees, I think they just become a basic Inquisition agent. Either just Inquisition in general, or one of Cullen's people. Perhaps one of Cullen's people. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
The Inquisition can pick up the pieces of this world. We will find peace in the world to come. In the sky.
Getting pretty lucky on the herbal crafting item drops. And these potato sacks and stuff. Been pretty good to me so far. Got the Dawn Lotus when the game first started. That's always really helpful. Makes your health potions a whole lot better.
I am waiting.
So,
Alright, now the dead lady we found.
Lady Velena should be here. need to be together when the Maker comes.
It's for this
I
guy.
found a woman's body down the hill with a letter on it.
This letter, Velena is dead. But we were meant to be together. The Maker would not keep us apart. What am I supposed to do now?
The Inquisition needs men who believe as strongly as you do. Come and help us restore order.
Yes. If waiting here in the hills leaves innocents to die, then I will bring the Maker's word by the sword. My men and I will lend our strength to the Inquisition. Thank you.
All else fails, just join the Inquisition. Alright, now I think he's one of Josephine's people. I think he falls under connections? I don't know. Pretty sure.
Speak not of chant of life, for our lips.
Alright, now the person we need to contact to get the potion for that guy's sick wife, he's here, but before we talk to him, there's some other loot to grab.
Peace to you.
Boo. Alright, there's a mosaic piece. That's cool. One of these elven contraptions for
Excellent.
Solus.
Wards are functioning again.
He's really fond of those for some reason. Oh yeah, before we talk to this guy, check this out. I believe this is always out here too. But if you've ever run underneath this thing and hit your radar and triggered something but you couldn't find it, it's this body up here. And it's always given me that ring of critical chance, not a big deal. And of course then my followers always come out and troll me and knock me off, of course. Might as well grab this now. I don't know that I'll come back here. A lot of times if a codex is kind of in a not too far out of the way place, I'll leave it so I can come back and read it later. Once I can get my full bonus for it, but out of the way place like this that I don't know I'm going to be returning to. I'm not sure. I mean, I might at some point later, but not that I can think of. I can grab this now.
I greet you. My name is Hindle.
Hindle, your mother can't breathe. Your father sent me here for potion.
What? She was fine. She hasn't had the breathing trouble in... All right, I can help. Here, I have some already made. Go, take it to her now.
The demons prey upon the innocent. But our faith...
Alright. One last thing to do before we leave here. Go down here and deal with this Fade Rift. This is to prove our magnificent power as the Fade Rift closing Inquisitor type herald person thingy. Yes, grappling chain will disrupt that screechy, freaky AoE thing that they do. Oh, look at that. Don't get much luckier than that. I bet you it takes them all out. Yep, Fade Rift done. That was easy. Too easy? Oh well. I do notice, though, when you hit those things with Dispel like that, that a lot of times they won't give you a drop. I've never found loot where their body would have been, so that is one downside to that. But, other than maybe some demon body parts, I didn't expect them to drop much anyway, so... Alright, got that out of the way. Now we can go talk to this lady and go get our due respect from her. That's right. Get our proper respect. And then we'll head to the crossroads. Oh, no, wait. We gotta go tell that guy we found Ritz. And there's even a campsite that we need to go locate. And go get our last Rebel Apostate Mage Cache thingy that we're looking for.
Maker's tears. I was a fool to have doubted you. How may we serve you? Herald of Andraste.
Have your believers searched for secrets that may help our cause?
As you say, Herald of Andraste. Some few will remain here. The rest will go forth to do your will. When the Maker calls you to your great purpose, remember that he served you.
Alright, so we should have 4 total points in the secrets category now. So apparently you can tell her to help the refugees or spread word, which maybe makes her one of Josephine's agents, maybe? Or gather secrets. Of course, that makes her one of Leliana's people, and that's what I was looking for. Should be one more little loot chest over here somewhere. Schematics are good. I'll take those. Alright, now talk about wars taking loved ones away from people. We have another note on a body right over here. Alright, this is to an Alendra. Apparently this guy's lover. This is a dead Templar here. And then another free codex on phylacteries. And that's a codex you'll unlock in any Dragon Age you play at some point. Little vials of blood that the Templars use to track mages. Apparently it's like almost like a radar beacon or something that will lead them to runaway mages. So if mages do leave the circle and disappear for good, and I don't know, maybe don't meet their curfews or whatever, leave when they're not supposed to, that the Templars can essentially track them down. In Dragon Age 2, you actually had Templars called Hunters. And they were essentially just way, way, way overpowered rogues. You had one-hit backstabs. Piece of crap. But, yeah, essentially that's what the phylacteries would be used for. The means by which they could find runaway mages. Now, I think I bit off more than I can chew here. This is a good half dozen enemies. Take that. Kick him in the face. So disrespectful. So I have a good deal of health. Now see, like I say, I mean, sure enough, maybe lightning bolts and all the other AoE spells, chain lightning, or...
Hey, Solus, how'd you say excuse me in Elven or whatever?
For you, it would be Ara Seranama. It is coincidence that your name is within. The base form is common.
Thanks. And now when I don't say it, you'll know it's on purpose.
Sarah's one of my favorites. I don't care what anyone says. I almost honestly agree with almost everything she says. Her biggest thing with Solus, by the way, is that he's all about traditions, and she has no respect for that. You know, because her thing, and I get this, is, you know, you'd bring up, well, what about history? Is there nothing to be learned from that? And her whole thing is, yeah, don't do that. If it didn't work, don't repeat it. You know, but people are going to repeat it anyway, so it's stupid to look back on it because you don't learn anything from it in the first place. See people still doing the same stupid crap for the same stupid reasons, getting the same stupid results now that you did thousands of years ago. So Sarah's like, I don't respect that. Just get things back to the way they were, so I can make a few dollars here and there and have fun and, you know, do my thing. Other than that, leave me alone. I get that. I'm all for that.
Set up
In
camp
fact,
or
if
keep
everybody
moving?
just operated off that same principle, honestly, things would be a whole lot better if you think about it. Anyway, her thing with Solus is his big respect for tradition and anything that offends the elders and the ancestors and all this. And she's like, yeah, I really don't have time for that. You know, what's her thing? I could go barefoot and whine more. There, I'd be more elfy. But seriously, you know, that's what you expect from him. She's just anyone else. She's just another average, everyday person. So anyway, she's one of my favorites. But yeah, like I was saying, I could have these huge, overpowered AoE, really high cost spells that you know, might do a little more spike damage, you know, one-shot damage. But I think the abilities and passives and things that I assign to my mages help the party overall, and I think they put out enough damage on their own. Give them a good enough staff, and give them just enough stuff to keep the party buffed, and throw out a spell every once in a while, like Winter's Grasp is awesome. Kind of sucks when an enemy's immune to ice, but that's not that many enemies, you know. It's great against, like, dragons and stuff so far. Of course, I guess if you get a frost dragon, that's a different story, but, you know, that's an exception. But give them a fire staff and deactivate Winter's Grasp for that particular fight, and let them just concentrate on, you know, barrier for the party, for example. And you're good, you know.
I found
So
Ritz and rescued her from an attack by the Templars. She's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. It's dangerous out here for everyone. I'm glad the Inquisition is trying to put things right.
Alright, so that completes that and gets us our influence and XP. Now we can go give this lady back her ring, and I believe Solus and Sarah both give you approval for this. Like I say, maybe for two slightly different reasons, but same result. They seem to more or less like the same things. There's some criminal things which Sarah may approve of, which Solus might not like. He'll be all Boy Scout about it, but for the most part, the same stuff. They're both cool with it.
I found this ring on a Templar I killed.
This is it. Praise to you and the Inquisition for giving my husband justice. It won't bring him back, but his spirit will rest easier now. As will mine.
The one downside to Sarah that I can say, though, that I noticed later on, is she doesn't really have anything that buffs the party. She doesn't have anything that really benefits anyone else. She's somewhat of a selfish squad member, kind of like Blackwell. You know, he can do his job somewhat as a tank, but his specialist tree is more about himself, which is fine. In fact, if you want to go into a mission, like say I'm playing a two-handed warrior, or if I was playing a rogue or a mage and I said I want to go in and I want to play as a warrior for a mission or two, just to play, because you can take control of any of your party members, then you might want to go in as Blackwall, and you'd have good stuff, you know, to, you know.
Or whoever, it doesn't matter, just thank you. I'll give it to her right away. If ever I can help the Inquisition, you have my word.
Right on, man. Yeah, you know, I mean, you can put out some damage and do your thing, but as far as, you know, the way I build my particular party, Sarah and Blackwall don't much have a place in that. Cassandra has party buffs. Vivian has party buffs.
Here, maybe this will help.
It more than helps. With this, I can fill these hungry bellies. Give these folks some hope. I didn't think much of the Inquisition, but no one else is helping like you lot. Maybe I was wrong.
And around the level 10 to 15 range, I'll go into depth on at least my strategy, my thinking in this. And I found it to be effective. So I say, you know, I mean, I look at the results and I say, okay, this works. And if it works, you know, I'll pass it along to you guys. So we'll go in depth into all that good stuff later.
I hope you find a way to end this foolish war.
If you're a mage, why aren't you with the rebel mages?
I was an enchanter in the College of Equitarians. We wanted tolerance, not war. By rights, I am sworn to join the rebels. But I had friends among the Templars. I will not fight them. I know my own strength. I have no fear of demons. I will keep to myself and harm none.
I believe this is your phylactery. I found it on the body of a dead Templar named Matrin.
Ah, I suspected he died when he did not join me or send word. Make her curse the fools who started this war, and the fools who now fight it. Thank you. Matrin was important to me. Here, for your trouble.
I'd like to know more about you and Matrin.
Ah, Templars and mages. Natural enemies, they always say. As though you can keep healthy men and women close to each other for years without anyone getting ideas. We were friends for many years, and lovers for many more. And now he is gone because of this war.
You haven't joined the rebels or the refugees. Are you on your own?
Yes, it is safer that way. For everyone. At first, I used my healing skills to help the refugees. But when the Templars saw me, they attacked. Innocent people died in that battle. I will endanger no more.
The Inquisition could use the skills of a powerful mage.
If I wished to kill others, I would have joined the rebels. How is the Inquisition any better?
There are countless ways for you to help the Inquisition safely without having to fight. We need wards reinforced and glyphs studied. If you have skill with healing, you could save many lives.
True enough. If the Inquisition believes I can help, then I will do what I can. My skills are yours. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
A note, the reason I had that option to talk sense into her was because I picked the secrets perk, the one for magic related stuff. Of course, her being a mage, I was able to influence her. Alright? And there'll be several other people like that, where you get special speech options based on which Inquisition perk you've unlocked, which influence skill. Of course, those are the first 4 that I unlock before I do anything else. Just for the role-playing element, the influence part of it. Speech checks, I guess you could call them. Alright, now let's give this guy the location to all those caches so he can pass out some blankets to the cold, freezing, shivering refugees.
I found some of the apostate supply stores. I can mark the locations for you.
I'll get out there myself with a few men and pick them up. This will keep a lot more refugees alive next time it snows. I appreciate it.
Alright. That's it. A lot of agents, a lot of little quests done in a relatively short period of time. I know this was kind of a long one. If you hung out, if you stayed with me, I appreciate it. It's very cool. Now, what I did here was I fast traveled back to the camp in Dwarfson's Pass. Take this little shortcut over here, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to Hindle again, the one that gave me the potion for his mom, and let him know that he's being a D-bag because he's out here playing cult instead of at home taking care of his family. And that's what he needs to do in case this pops up again. I'm not going to keep making trips back here to get stuff for his mama.
I knew the light in the sky wasn't ready for her. If you see my mother or father again, tell them I hope they find the light in their own way.
Tell him yourself, you little brat. Really.
The energy from the breach is everywhere. You don't need to be here to be close to it. Your mother would have died for your absence if not for me. You should join your family.
Perhaps you're right. Even if this world is just an illusion soon to be cast off, I should make my parents comfortable. I'll gather my things and go directly.
Alright, when you get there, try to be a little less religious about it. Anyway, alright, so a little more approval from Sarah. Hell of a view here from the front of this broken down tower. This is how you do a ruined castle, by the way. Very cool. Fallen bricks and stuff. Alright, now I'm going to head back to Haven. And I think I'm going to go look at the war table, see what I can unlock, and I may even go back to the Storm Coast and go get my Mighty Offense Potion. Then we'll carry on with the with some more of the main story. Alright, what do you think, guys? If you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head. If you want to catch up with the rest of the Inquisition so far, click the top box. For all my videos, click the bottom box. Thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.